Well, so hey guys, today we are going to a turkey hunting expo, I believe it is, at AGU. And apparently there's going to be some famous people, famous hunters. I don't know much about it. All I know is it's at AGU and we are going. And so is this guy.
9:38. Anybody else here besides us, Ian?
I mean, those people in the back there. Those people in...
People working? Or
the heck?
I
I don't know. It's weird.
We'll get into the calling, but we can get into other things. Okay, there's probably a lot of guys that's first time turkey hunting. Springtime, it's all about mating, just like the rut is in deer season. We all know. The longer the days get, the more fired up the birds start getting. Quarter inch, they're a year old. When they get another quarter inch, when they get a half inch or 3/4, they're 2-year-olds. They get almost an inch or an inch, they may be 3-year-olds. Once they get past an inch, who knows how old. You get one with an inch, some of these are, pretty big, and you get them that big, they could be 5, 6 years old. They wouldn't be the best eating ones, but they're fun to hunt. Yeah, they're pretty slick. That's one way to tell the age of a bird. Another one, guys, if it's better off anybody else hears them, especially upstate Pennsylvania. I like them. Just cut me off. The turkey usually cuts my calls off. If I'm in the middle of a calling sequence and he gobbles, I should not have a problem calling him in unless something got between us. But I back off, I let him hunt me, and good way to do it. Any question?
You were talking.
Seconds they see him one. If you're calling from a quarter of a mile away, they could probably come right up to that tree on one call and hear and know right where you are. Sometimes when that happens, especially if I'm in the hills or whatever, I'll get up and move. If I have time to move, I will move. I always try to throw in, and another thing is, when I do call, if I am calling a lot, I try to move the call. I try to make it sound like a hen that's moving, right? It's always moving. Always try to make it sound, always make the call move as much as you can. And that realism, that makes it real. And sometimes that's just enough to flip a switch. Quietly and set up and call soft. This is only if he's still gobbling or you really know where he is. So you don't overshoot him. A lot of times people will overshoot him and that's it, game's over. Once he sees you, it's over. Yeah, I would go with guys, if the gobble go up, they go running through one. Whoa, what are you doing? Wait. Sometimes I feel that it's just the harmony in the woods. I'm not really blending in. I'm not sounding like I belong there. I'm not real. You get into a big woods and the hardest part is blind call. And I call that when there is no bird. You got to make it happen. And that 90% of my turkey hunting is that way anymore because I'm older now. I can't walk like I used to. I kind of like, if I find a good echo and I find turkey sign, I'll stick it out. You don't call a lot in your theory about it, or you can't use a mouth call. I suggest a box or a slate or a push button call, something that's frigid. But they take practice. Everything takes practice. And the key is you want to practice in rhythm, your pitch, all that. All that takes practice. And one thing when a hen talks, mostly that's what you're doing. But gobblers and hens all say the same things. Even hens will gobble once in a great while. 300 yards like it's nothing. You want to pick it up a little, you know, when I start to pick it up, I'll extend the yelps, but you want to be good. These are called yelps. It's just yelp, 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 just what it sounds like. But I don't usually throw that in. If I'm moving, a lot of times when I sit down in my next setup on a turkey, if I'm moving and he's moving, and I can get in front of him or whatever, when I sit down, if I'm not sure where he is, it's not gobbling, and you're like, well, what do I do? Then I'll just hit it sharp and quick, and that's just enough to trigger him off. Now I know how to turn my body around the tree or swing around or whatever. A little raspy, a little more excitement. But some, you know, some of the calls today, I like one with 4 reeds. Now they have 2 reeds, 3 reeds, all different kinds of rope. It'll take them a while to get used to it. They have to have that. Definitely. If there's a gravel pit or something near you, check around. Look for the tracks. You know. Now, speaking, if you're going or he's going to the pines, I went down to the big, I guess, part in the Ward State Forest with a young guy. Call as much as I have to. I had a time where a guy, I dropped the box call, we ran into some turkeys, and you know, they were jakes. And I didn't know that. There was stuff to tell. Real windy, 50-mile-an-hour winds. So we happened to see them in the woods. I said, man, just drop down. We dropped them and crawl up. And I started calling them, and they gobbled everything. They weren't budging. And I said, man, they're just a couple of jakes. You might hit them once, don't hit them with a lot. Just let them know you're interested. But when you start to get closer, I kind of make like I'm not interested. I think that unnerves them. That's it's really important. A lot of hunts, I've never had to make 2 sequences of calls. That's it. So, just spacious. You just know. A lot of times a bird gobbles, he wants you to give you a location, but you got to be careful. All that's a factor, but it's hard to tell you unless I'm in that situation.
For a strategy for like cold weather, you said like it's cold spring, you know, you get some rainy days and
What I mean is if it gets like, yeah, that sometimes if it's real wet and cold, the mating birds and hens may change position, they make it go to a different place. Because a lot of times they nest the same place every year. You'll find gobblers. Sometimes they nest in different places where they are in the fall because they need insects, swamp, you know, good water. 98% of the chicks die when they first hatch from insects. Okay, then after like maybe a few hours or a day, they can start eating hard mass nuts or whatever. But they may lose the mating. They're going to set up shop, and this is where they're going to have their nest. It may cold from like it might snow, rain get really bad, and then they move on.
Oh yeah.
A really good pointers and tips.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. We had a good time here today. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.